Hello YouTube, what is up? This is Moonlight Assassin 5 and I am recording live from my house. And if you're wondering who this handsome devil is that you're looking at, this is my dog Jasper. And I want to make this video all about him and maybe tell my watchers, or what few watchers I have, a little about Jasper. And how he came to be my dog. My faithful companion, and, pretty much the best friend I'll possibly ever have. I mean, he's a good listener. He doesn't tell me to shut up. He's very excitable. He's just the best dog I know. Anyway, let me start telling you about Jasper, aside from all the praise I've just recently now given him. Jasper is a mutt, and the mutt that is the dogs that are mixed in him that make him how adorable he is a flat-haired retriever, and I believe lab. I want to say lab. He's got the face of a lab, or maybe that's the face of a retriever. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm sure someone on YouTube will know the difference. But I actually thought when I first found him, I thought he was in Newfoundland, because he's an all-black dog and he's got big ass paws. Excuse me. Look at the size of these suckers. Whee! Sorry, Jasper. And he is fully grown. He's done growing. His paws beg to differ. People actually think he is still growing because of the size of his immensely large paws. But he is not growing. He is fully grown and he still acts like a puppy. Anyway, sorry. I'm getting off the main point. How Jasper came to be my dog. Yeah, that's the point I was getting to. Sorry, I tend to go on about a certain topic and then I forget the important thing, and I'm starting to do that again. And Jasper's like, come on, Mom, start talking. Well, not about boring crap, but come on. Okay, pretty much, I got Jasper the same place where I got his brother Charlie. I got him from Homeward Bound Rescue. It's a special ranch out past downtown Sacramento, or I'm not sure. It's out in the wetlands kind of area, where there's farmland and stuff. Like, kind of, I think it's like on the way to the airport or past the airport. I'm not sure where it is. It's been so long since I've been out there. But yeah. They had a lot of animals. They had chickens, goats, and they had a few ponies. So I was like, ponies. But I was there for a dog. I wasn't there for a pony. Anyway, so this was actually our second visit to Homeward Bound, because our first dog, Charlie, was showing signs of depression. And since I had watched Where the Red Fern Grows, I think I was in middle school, or no, I was in high school at that time. Anyway, I remember from watching Where the Red Fern Grows, and I saw what had happened, and I'm like, oh my god, that's happening to Charlie. So, after some begging and pleading and whining to my mother, she agreed to let me have another dog. Plus, Charlie kind of stopped being my dog and became more my mom's dog, because I went on vacation and she gave him more attention. So he kind of, stuck to her, and plus I was lonely for my own companion, so we got another doggy. So we drove out there, and, originally Jasper wasn't our first choice to get, because we looked on the website, and we saw that he was a puppy, and he was very vocal. And we're like, oh, we don't want that, we want a quiet dog. So we drive out there, expected to meet this dog, Pearl. Pearl was a beautiful dog. She was a senior dog, but she was just beautiful. She was so tame and mellow and calm. But when we put her in the pen with Charlie, they didn't really connect. And we were looking for someone to, keep Charlie company while I was at school and Mom was at work, to soothe his anxiety. And Pearl was a sweetheart, cute as a button, but she just wasn't doing it. And we said no to her, and thankfully another family had arrived, and they were going to adopt her. So, yeah, and then next thing I know, they're bringing in this young puppy, a young little black puppy. Well, he wasn't really a well, no, he was a puppy. He was just a very big puppy. They bring him in, and, they got their tails all up and they're wagging, and then the second I pet Jasper, we just fell in love, and I'm like, Mom, I want him. I want to take him home, and I want him. So, and originally we were gonna have Jasper on a trial basis, but I'm like, I want him. So my mom signed the papers, and we got our bag of dry bagels, because that's what they gave for treats, for dogs there. They give them dry bagels. And, other doggy treats like dog food and stuff. They didn't just feed them the bagels and biscuits. Anyway, but when we found out, Jasper was severely underweight. But his black coat hid it so well you couldn't really tell. And he was scared to death that they'd get in the car when we first got him. He was just so scared, and then we found out he'd been a stray. And also he'd been starved. So that's Jasper's case. He was starved almost to death, and he was a stray. And so when we brought him home, we let him loose in the backyard, let him get his bearings, and he ate all the leaves off of the plants in the backyard. The backyard was barren, like, oh my god. This poor dog, this sweet, innocent little year-old puppy, and yes, Jasper was a year old when we got him. This sweet little dog was starved. It just broke my heart that someone could actually do this to him. I mean, take a look at him, people. Would you want to hurt or starve this dog? I hope your answer is no. Because if anyone says yes, I will find you and beat the living, mother-loving crap out of you. Well, I won't, but I have friends that will. Anyway, to get out of my hostile side, I'm sorry about that. I just get very protective over animals, and the mistreatment isn't right. Not right in the least. Anyway, so he and Charlie are getting along, and thankfully Jasper knew how to play, and so all we had to do was teach Charlie how to play, but I'll get to that when I cover Charlie's story on how we adopted him. And we discovered one fatal, scary thing about Jasper. He had food aggression. So we had to feed the dogs at opposite ends of the yard for a while. And then eventually we got the bulls close enough that Jasper didn't snarl at Charlie whenever Charlie came near him. Whenever there was food nearby. Because Jasper had eventually learned that he wasn't going to be starved anymore, and he didn't have to inhale like a pig. Well, actually, he still kind of inhales his food, but he's slowed down a little. He's become more adjusted to family life, and he doesn't have to worry about being a stray anymore. And, sticking to his guts, being street smart. Sneaking into people's yards, snipping through their trash cans. Stuff like that. Or whatever strays do. But, yeah. So, and, a couple of years have passed now, and Jasper, I believe, is 7 or 6 years old now, so we've had him for a long while. And, I found out his birthday is in June. I'm just not sure what day. But when I find out, I may give him a little party. Yes. But anyway, people, this is how Jasper became my dog and my best friend. And I kind of spoiled him, so now he's fatter than a pig. And, people are scared to death of him because he is a black dog. And, to some cultures and some people, black dogs mean trouble. Like death, or they'll bite. But does this dog look like he could hurt anyone? Seriously, does this dog look like he could even hurt anyone? No, he couldn't. I mean, true, he roughhouses with his brother, but that's all he really does to get physical. He runs, he plays, he does what dogs do. But yeah, this is my baby, and that was his story. Thank you all very much for watching. I will see you all later in the story of Charlie. Bye.